My name is Rajita. Today myself and my group are going to give a presentation of corporation law, and our case is ASIC versus Sino's Oil. In this case, ASIC is plaintiff and there are three defendants, Sino Oil, Mr. Sao and Ryu Hui. The judge of this case is Davis J and the decision was made on 8 December 2016. According to the decision, Sino's Australia has to pay 7.5 million for negligence of duty of care, lack of knowledge to make the company profit, where Mr. Sao has been disqualified from the managing corporation for 20 years period as being a non-English speaker and did not understand the Australia legal requirement for business, which lead to the false statement profit for the company.
Rajita, and I'm Shivani, as I'm going to discuss about the P part of the breach duties and responsibility about the case of Sino Australian Oil, Gas and Company. In this section, I'll be following the part of breaches and duties and responsibilities, false information to auditors, language barrier, advancing loan which would be irrecoverable. Mr. Taipan Shah fails to comply with the Cooperation Acts, and he also failed to act with the proper degree of care and diligence, and also breached continuous disclosures law. Mr. Shah's and the court announced to Mr. Shaws that he is offend against section 181 and 674 2A of this act, and also attempt to transfer 7.5 million from from Sino's Australian bank account to account in China for the purpose of advancing a loan to the Chinese-based subsidiary in circumstances where the loan would have been irrecoverable. While analyzing this case, I got to know that Mr. Shao, despite of not being able to read and write the English language, he approved the prospective document in English and signed off every page, and do not even concern of obtaining a full translation with the Chinese language, and made misleading and deceptive statement in its prospect documentation in relation to the existence of service contract it claims to hold in China, made false representation in its prospective documentation in relation to the patent that is claimed it and its Chinese-based subsidiary.
Hi, I'm Prekshan. Today I'm going to talk about the critical analysis of Sino Australian Oil, Gas and Limited. The Federal Court of Australia, as a late made declaration, and its previous executive Mr. Shao contradicted that the Corporation Act. As a feature of its case, ASIC claimed that Sino destroyed its ceaseless explore commitment and put the fourth deceptive and misleading expression in its outline documentation made on 2013. ASIC additionally asserted that Mr. Shao neglected to act with the best possible level of care and consistency as a CEO chef, and he destroyed non-stop revelation laws. The court declared that Sino has neglected the following things. He made the false decision in its outline documentation, given false data to its evaluators, and neglected the reveals in its outline records.
Hi, I'm Prabha. As my friends had already mentioned about the case, and I'm going to conclude it. The case is related with company and breaches ASIC versus Sino's Oil Australia and Gas Limited. In this case, Mr. Sowers, as a director of Sino, has exposed the imposition of civil penalties for its contravention of the Act, cost and trouble of this legal proceeding. Mr. Sowers' failure to ensure and understand the basic sense of the documents which was signed by him as a breach of director's duties. Mr. Sowers was not an English speaker or writer and did not understand Australian legal requirements, did not mean that he could just leave it all to others, and did not excuse him from performing his own duties with reasonable care and diligence. Thank you.